Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show. Now, in an ideal world, climbers would have a dedicated training time built into their day. A time where you could go to a climbing wall, use fingerboards and training equipment, and improve at training and therefore at climbing. But busy work schedules or travel schedules mean we don't have that time. And that's why today we're going to be looking at a portable training solution from Problemsolver. We see loads of training videos online. We've done quite a few, and it always makes it seem like everyone can train all of the time. But the reality is, unless you're a professional, unless you're dedicated to do that one thing, it's hard to find the time. Perhaps you've got kids or a busy job, or you travel around the world. If so, it's very difficult to get to a gym for a couple of hours and get in that training time. Now, this is the Problemsolver training board, and it's actually mine. I paid my own money, which does not happen very often, for this product because I wanted a portable solution to take with me. It's the flexibility of this that's so impressive. You can hang it onto trees, playgrounds, stairways, whatever you want and wherever you want. You can have a training solution for you so you can get those fingers working. With something like this in your bag, you can be flexible with when and where you do your training schedules. For example, I've got a mate who works for the Lawn Tennis Association in London, and he takes one of these, hangs it on a gym machine and does his workout like that. If you take me and why I bought this, well, I travel a lot. If I'm in Chamonix, I go to the gym very regularly and I feel my strength building up. But the second I go away, you get hotel rooms or busy schedules, I don't have the time. But now I can bring this with me and steal a few minutes or half an hour or an hour if I'm lucky to use this baby. It's also great as a warming up tool. I don't know about you, but I've often gone to crags which are too hard to warm up on. Perhaps it's super steep, super crimpy, and you can't find a nice juggy 6A or 6B to get everything moving. With one of these, you can attach it to a tree or the first bolt of a route, warm up, and then be ready for your project. It helps you get ready and it prevents injuries, so win-win. So that's some reasons why one of these is a good idea, but specifically, why did I buy the Problemsolver and why do I think you should as well? Now, Problemsolver are a relatively new brand, but they're coming up with very innovative and nicely designed products, and they're starting to make waves within the climbing community. We've got a ton of the products available on the EpicTV shops, from fingerboards to balls you can hang off. There's a whole wide variety there, and there's a link down below if you want to check it out. Fingerboard wise, they really do two that we sell: the Hanzo, which is smaller, which has less holds, or the bigger training board, which I've got here. Now, the reason I went for this one is I wanted the variety of holds. These are all different sizes and I wanted a training solution, not a warming up solution. If I just wanted a board for the crag, I probably would have gone for the Hanzo. There are 19, 17 and 15mm holds on the Problemsolver board, which is easily enough for most people. You can also use the top of the board as a jug, either for pull-ups, warming up before you get into your finger routine, or one-armed hangs or levers, or whatever you want to do for that. The board also comes with plastic inserts you can put into the spaces to make those holds even smaller if you outgrow the board. I've lost my plastic inserts, and it is a bit of a problem because they come loose and you can sort of fit them in the back, but the reality is most people will shove them into the bag that it comes with, and some people will lose them like me. But it is there if you're not an idiot like me and you don't lose them. There are these screws on the back here which you can attach either homemade holds or holds from Problemsolver themselves. So think big pinches or grips or whatever you want can be attached to this board, which gives you options if you want to train for different styles of climb or work on your weakness. Now, I've been doing a lot of fingerboarding recently and a lot of hanging weights off myself whilst fingerboarding. And I was concerned that with the Problemsolver board, it wouldn't be difficult enough for what I wanted it for and it would be a bit limiting. But because of the free hanging nature of this, it's actually incredibly difficult to use. I was with my Italian counterpart, Enrico, in Mallorca recently, we were using this to work out on, and he climbs like 8B and he could hardly do a pull-up on the bottom one. So it is tricky, but that allows you to really step up your progress as well, because you can stick to those big ones, move down a little bit. And if you want to put weights on yourself, so I think I was hanging only about 10 kilograms of myself when I was at home at my parents' house. For me, that 10 kilograms, because it moves, is more than enough. It's genuinely tricky to use this. The way the board itself attaches to something can be changed, so this cord can be altered from a neutral position if you just want the bog standard way of doing it, tilting backwards to make it a bit easier, or tilting forwards, giving yourself a bit of an overhang if you're a training savage. The holds themselves feel fantastic on your fingers. They're quite smooth to start with, and I have found that it needs sort of a bit of grime in there, a bit of chalk just to sort of scuff it up, and then they get a lot better. And do make sure you clean the holds, because if the chalk just gets all sort of ground up into the grain of the wood, it will eventually become too slippy to actually use. I like the fact that you have to use your core when using this training board. And again, because it's moving, you have to tuck that core in, tension yourself a bit, otherwise you just swing all over the place. So you do find yourself building your core muscles at the same time as your finger strength. I really like the fact that there's two sides to this, so you can do two-handed, nicely balanced hangs if you want, or switch to the middle and do one-armers if you're that way inclined. It would have been nice to have some pocket features on this board, like a beast maker, because I do find that having like 2 fingers or 3 finger holds on this board is quite tricky because of that weird balancy side of it. And it's always easier if you have a little pocket to fit your fingers into, but perhaps I'm asking a bit too much for a portable training board. The board itself comes with this nice little carrying bag, which is great. And as I said earlier, you can put the plastic inserts in there and try not to lose them. And I've strapped this thing to hand luggage to take onto planes, or it fits quite nicely into the bottom of a suitcase. In an ideal world, I would like it to be a bit smaller, but I did want those increased holds, so that was the compromise that I decided to make. But if space is really an issue for you, do check out that Hanzo board. Now this costs €95 on the EpicTV shop, and that does sound like a lot, but think about it like a gym membership. You know when you pay for your sort of yearly climbing wall membership or gym membership, it feels like a huge amount of money up front. And then the more you go, that reduces the price down every time you go because you're using it. And for me, it's the same with this Problemsolver. Spend that money once, you'll use it over and over and over again, and by the end of it, if you use it a couple of hundred times, that price is very small in comparison. For me, something like this is a fantastic solution to my travel schedule. I do want to keep training, and I hate it when I'm on the road and I come back and I feel all weak, lazy and lethargic. With this with you, you have no excuses not to train, which also can be a bit of a downer if you just want to go away and chill, but do take it, because if you've got it, you'll use it. At the end of the day, if you don't get the concept of a portable training board, then I'm probably not going to persuade you. But if you're watching this thinking that you want to add more training time and more quality training time into your schedule, then the Problemsolver training board is genuinely brilliant. I spent my money on this, and I really recommend that you spend your money on this. Let me know if you've been using it, what you think of it, or if you've got a better board that I should have bought. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.